Good Monday, everybody. This is Eve Starr Malay up here at the Chalet Malay, Eve Starr Fiber Arts, and I'm really behind on my videos for YouTube and Instagram, so I'm going to do short ones, and the first one here is a comparison of a couple of hand spindles. I started out using txoatile, my big wheel, and that's what I learned to spin on about 5 years ago, and I have found that slowing down and using the old simple tools has given me a lot more insight on how yarn is formed, and the neat thing is I've discovered a way to spin in bed. So we'll get to that. Now, first of all, I started off with a couple of drop spindles. Now, I wasn't real happy with trying to use these. This one's quite a bit heavier. It's about 1.5 ounces. This one's about 1/2 ounce. I usually go with grams, so it's a lot more exact. And the thing is, with a drop spindle, as you're beginning to spin your yarn, it's gravity that's doing it for you. And because of that, if you don't get enough twist in fast enough, it drops to the floor. And with me, standing up is kind of a challenge to spin. And so if I feel well enough to do that, I'll just use the wheel. So these were the first two I got, and they're beautiful, but that wasn't really the method that drew me in. Now the next one I got, I just loved. This is a Turkish spindle made by Snyder, Snyder Spindles. Comes apart, it's a very old spindle form, and the neat thing about this is that you actually make what's called a turtle. You wind it on, and then when you pull these out at the end, you've got yourself a two-ended center pull ball that you can ply with. And what I did, though, was I figured out that you could actually use this supported if you wanted to. Now, why is there such a big, trend in supported spindles? Well, I think, first of all, it's old, it works great, and the neat thing about it is it's really good for new spinners. Because if you are able to start spinning, the trickiest part really, to get yourself going, get a leader going, and it's supported, and you don't have to worry about it dropping to the floor or your yarn breaking, then you get a hold of it a lot quicker. So I was using this as a supported spindle, and I was happy with it, but I started watching more videos on YouTube, and there was a maker there that was really diving deep into the old forms. And the first one that I bought from him, this was a Robin over at the Dancing Goats, and this is a gorgeous, it's not just spalted, which is the design that you see in here caused by, I think, algae or some kind of organism, but he uses Liechtenstein figures that create like a lightning pattern, which I think is very cool. So this is a larger, I got it 10.5 inches, so it can be longer. Nice sharp point at the bottom, nice thin point at the top is what I like. Robin usually puts a hook on these, but I would rather flick a tiny little point because you get a lot of spin. And this one comes with these removable spools or whorls, and he calls them bones. I tend to just call them whorls. This is the Tayette Spindle, T-A-Y-E-T. This is, I believe, an Egyptian form. And what I love about it is that, you fill it up. I'll show you in a second how I spin on this, but then you could take it off, put on an empty one, and ply the two together, or ply both ends of this. The other one that I just got from the Dancing Goats is this one. It is called the txoatile. It's T-X-O-A-T-I-L-E, and it's one of those indigenous languages. And so if anybody knows how to pronounce that, let me know. I looked it up online. And here the bone goes on this way. Now the difference between those two is the weight is out on the sides now, and when you spin, it doesn't spin as fast, it spins longer, which is a really good thing for beginner spinners. And if you're just making like a worsted to heavyweight to yeah, bulky weight wool, you don't need a ton of twist in it. So, and this gives you a little bit of time to arrange what you're doing with your fingers. Now you see here I've got a leader, and again, because I didn't want a hook at the top, there had to be another way of attaching this. So I'll show you in just a minute how I do that. I love these two. If I could only get 2 supported spindles, these would be it. They came with, you can get I think 1 bone and up to like 4, and I'm sure if Robin has the matching wood, he'll make you more. But I got 4 each, and this one's heavier, and it's great for some thicker yarns I've been making, and this one's slightly lighter, and it goes slightly faster, but it doesn't spin quite as long. Now, I'm going to put the camera down so you can see my supported surfaces that I brought. Now, this was the first thing I had. I saw online somebody made like a bean bag, and then they put a small bowl inside. Well, I had this diz with this little hole in it, and so I made the bean bag, sewed this part shut before I put the pellets in, and then I glued this on, and it works really well. I'll show it to you with the Turkish. You can see it spins really. Let me give that a good. Here, it's not tight. Hold on. Tighten it a bit. It's just pressure that keeps these on. Okay, so there's that, and that worked great. But then I ordered this Tibetan Spindle. This one is from Mirkwood Arts, and it's got this little metal tip in it. And the shape of that, of course, doesn't work because it's making too much contact. So my husband, I took a spoon rest, and my husband cut off the end, and I flipped my pillow over, put it on the other side so I could put it on my lap in bed, and then I'd give this a flip. And that spins well. I use thinner yarns for this though, and you just wrap them up and down the spindle. Do a temporary wrap up here, temporary cop, and then a longer one when you really need it. Okay then. Next, when I got the Tayette Spindle, was my next one, I wasn't real crazy about what it was doing on the metal. I mean, it was okay, spinning well. But I ended up using a couple different things. I already had one of these cute little bowls, and it works well in that. And then I really liked it with this 99-cent porcelain bowl, and it worked well in that. Then when I got this one, I decided to try this little salt cellar. Put that in the middle. It's a little antique. It's heavy. It's about the right depth. It's about good size. And this is how it goes with this. So I got a lot of good spin from that. So I'm very happy with those. So I got a few more salt cellars off of eBay, and I'll be putting some in the shop. I'll make some more of these spinning pillows, and I'll put them in the center. There's one there. Isn't that neat? So I'm going to end this video, and then I'll start another one where I actually show you how I spin yarn on these. That way that won't get too long. So thank you for following the shop. We really appreciate it. I've been making a whole bunch of stuff to put in there, and so I haven't added as much as usual because I'm getting everything ready to go in there. I've got a few new categories with row cooking and some other things. So this is Eve Starr Malay coming to you from the lovely Chalet Malay out here in the beautiful Ozarks. Hope that ride didn't make you sick. See y'all soon.